I have transmigrated into a villainous. Good news. I am only 5 years old now. Bad news. I will be adopted by the villainous male lead's family. Then, I will act so wickedly that I will be dismembered by the male lead and thrown to feed the fish. Fortunately, I am just a little kid now, and have just been adopted by the Wren family. My elder brother is the villainous male lead Ryan. His name sounds refined, but he is actually black-hearted. If it weren't for being held back by me, this villainous, he could single and action annihilate the male and female leads. The male lead Zoe is our neighbor. The original owner likes him, and has schemed against the innocent female lead whom the male lead loves many times. So she is hated by the male lead. The male lead takes advantage of the crisis that the Wren family is experiencing and has someone kidnap the original owner and feed her to the fish. To prevent myself from being fed to the fish, I decide to stay away from the male lead. At this time, I have been washed clean by the dean and sent to the Wren family in new clothes. She tells me to call people politely and be obedient. I just nod blankly. In the book, my character is just a marriage tool cultivated by the Wren family. The only one who has some affection for me is Ryan, this nominal elder brother. You are quite cute. Madame Wren pinches my cheek with her well-maintained hand. Fufu has always been the cutest one in our place. The dean's wife tries her best to speak well of me, hoping that I can stay here and have a good future. Fufu? This name is not pleasant. From now on, you will be called Lydia. The name bestowed by Madame Wren represents that I officially become a member of this family from now on. Aunt Chen, take her down and wash her. Madame Wren seems to have picked a satisfactory item, with a hint of pleasure in her expression. The dean is also happy to have found a good family for me. It seems that this matter has nothing to do with me. I am put on an expensive little dress, tied with a beautiful braid, and wearing a crown headband. It's like Cinderella's transformation at midnight. I am completely not that little pitiful thing in dirty clothes. I am taken to be inspected by the elders of the Wren family. They are very satisfied. Their gazes at me like looking at a commodity make me very uncomfortable. I can't resist yet. And there is no way to resist. It is also tonight that I see my nominal elder brother, Ryan. He is fair and clean looking. As a 12 or 13-year-old boy, he also has a serious look. There are a group of children around him. He is the most handsome one, like the moon surrounded by stars, making people notice him at a glance. He comes over and pinches my chubby face. He doesn't know his own strength and it hurts a bit. Call me elder brother. He starts pulling my little braid again. Never idle for a moment. Brother. One has to bow under the eaves. Maybe seeing that I answer so readily, he himself also feels it's boring. My life in the Wren family is still okay. Apart from going to school, I learned dancing, piano, violin, 4 languages, flower arrangement, and tea making. I will never learn some business knowledge that other children learn. There are often only me and Ryan at home. Father Wren and Mother Wren are both busy and seldom come back. I have seen the male lead Zoe several times. He and Ryan don't get along. Every time they meet, it is extremely unpleasant. I highly suspect that in the original text, it is not at all because of competing for Yvonne that the two families are so opposed. It is simply that they can't stand each other. We are all from the same school. When I see Zoe, I try to stay away as far as possible. With his male-led halo, as long as I look at him for more than 1 minute, some inexplicable things will appear in my mind. It seems that there is a voice constantly bewitching me, telling me, fall in love with him. Fall in love with him. This should be the power of the plot. My avoidance doesn't work much. After class, I see Zoe blocking me at the door. Lydia, come here. Zoe is only wearing the white shirt of the school uniform. The tie is loosely hanging around his neck, looking rather ruffian. I just pretend not to hear and walk back with my head down. I don't know if it's because his legs are too long, or mine are too short. Before I take a few steps, he grabs my school bag and pulls me back. Lydia, listen. Go and tell your brother that on Saturday. On the back hill. If he doesn't come. He is a coward. Zoe holds my head full of anger and makes me face him. Oh my God. He is so fierce. I am just a child. I don't want to die. I only know that something flows out of my eyes and blurs my vision. I can't even see Zoe's big face. Zoe. Let go of my younger sister. If you can't beat me. You bully my younger sister? Are you? Ryan's powerful voice makes our small corner the focus. Brother. Woo woo. At this moment. Ryan seems to me like the Monkey King stepping on colorful clouds to save me. This little pitiful one. Zoe. You are really not a thing. If you can't beat me. You come to bully my younger sister. How old are you and how old is she? Do you have any shame? Ryan snatches my head out of Zoe's hand. But then he makes me successfully stick my face to his school bag. The pendant on his school bag successfully makes my sobbing louder. It really hurts. It hurts so much. Why am I always the one who gets hurt? God. Please open your eyes. Zoe is obviously at a loss because of Ryan's scolding. The gazes from the passing classmates make him feel embarrassed. Who bullied her? I just asked her to pass a message. It's her own timidity that made her cry from scaring herself. Zoe stammers to defend himself. I hug Ryan's thigh and wipe my tears. I don't want to participate in their fight. Pass a message? There are so many classmates. You can ask anyone to pass a message. Why ask a second grader? Zoe. Who would believe it? Ryan picks me up and takes me away, leaving Zoe alone facing the contemptuous gazes of his classmates. Shan Shan is good. Shan Shan is good. I sit on Ryan's thigh with snot bubbles. He is seriously coaxing me. This is also the first time we are so close. Before. He walked in front and I chased after him with my short legs. My brother recently found a particularly delicious store. Let's go. I'll take you to eat. I am pulled away before I can nod. I thought that what this young master thinks is delicious must be at least 5-star. As a result, I see its spicy hot pot in an alley. It's really particularly delicious. Apart from this, it's much better than that half-cooked steak. Ryan's expression is quite proud. As if he has discovered a new continent. It's just an ordinary street snack. He can't get enough after eating 2 servings. Now he is finishing the half that I can't eat. No wonder teenagers can eat up their parents. I touch the money in my pocket and buy a pancake and a bowl of Hawthorn soup. The Wren family never scamps on money for me. But, for meals. I eat nutritious meals at a young age. Because of dancing. I often need to strictly control my weight. What's this? Shan Shan. Let brother have a bite. Ryan, with his mouth full of oil, looks at the pancake in my hand that I have taken a few bites of. He takes a bite by holding my hand and eats nearly half of the pancake in one bite. The future villainous president is now eating street snacks with his mouth full of oil. This is also delicious. Not bad. Those guys like a choosy definitely don't know that there are so many delicious things here. Ryan takes a tissue and wipes the red oil from his mouth. His whole face is flushed from the spicinces. Brother. Drink this. Calling a little kid who is so much younger than me in mental age, brother, is really a bit embarrassing. What is this? Sweet and sour? Ryan takes a sip of Hawthorn juice. He picks up my school bag, takes my hand and rushes home. We have a curfew and must be home before 5:30 p.m. I finish school at 4 p.m. Ryan can pick me up from school today, only because he doesn't have classes in the afternoon. We are back home at 5:20. We are home just in time. Father Wren and Mother Wren are sitting in the living room. Both of them are extremely taciturn. They are often like teaching directors on inspection. Serious and frightening. Why are you so late today? Just by asking this one sentence without even looking up. I can feel Ryan's hand holding mine trembling. Tight. He is also afraid. Even if it is his own biological mother. Something at school delayed me. There won't be a next time. Ryan pulls me behind him. Li Sheng. Come here. Let Mom see if you've grown taller recently. Aunt Ren beckons, her tone gentle and kind. I can only go over. In this family, no one can disobey the orders of this mistress. I go over obediently, and let her look at me. In fact, it's not to see if I've grown taller. It's to see if this face of mine has become ugly. If it's become ugly and not so outstanding, not unforgettable at a glance, then I have no value. They don't need a daughter, but they need a marriage tool that can be shown off. Fortunately, this face, whether in the original text or now in the eyes of others, is beautiful. So beautiful that it arouses pity and makes people want to protect it. No matter men or women. Seeing this face makes people want to protect her. The attraction brought by this face is the value of my staying in this family. So good. I heard from the teacher that recently your dance foundation has been laid well. Mom bought you new clothes as a reward. Go back and see if you like them. I obediently let her play with my hair, like a kitten without claws. Ruiz, hi. You stay. I take the school bag from Ryan's hand and walk upstairs. After coming here for so long, I also know some things about this family. The Ren family is just a nouveau rich. Because Ryan's aunt married a foreign tycoon and also lead the small company at home to become an enterprise that ranks among the top in the country in these 20 years. Uncle Ren and Intren still rarely come home once. Ryan and I are getting closer and closer. Since Zoe lost face in public last time, she seems to dislike me more and more. Several times when she sees me, she has a black face. I don't care about these. Ryan will protect me. In this way, Ryan and I grew up together and became more and more like relatives. He will wait for me to finish in the dance studio and secretly feed me some snacks and potato chips. I will go with him to eat the roadside stalls he has newly found. We will quarrel, bicker, and make up. We are more and more like real siblings. This day is the day after my college entrance examination. Ryan entered the family company a few years ago and is extremely busy. Today he still takes time to pick me up from the examination room. This year I am 18 years old and he is 25 years old. He is wearing a black suit jacket. His hair is cut a bit short. He has sharp eyebrows and starry eyes. And a high nose bridge. He just doesn't love to smile anymore. Sure enough, going to work makes people age. Even if he is the future president. It's the same. Why did such a busy person come to pick me up? How can I be so embarrassed? I hug his arm and act coquette's a sly. The indulgence in front of him over these years makes me seem to have found myself again. You will still be embarrassed? Take it. Win at one stroke. Ryan pulls me away and stuffs a bunch of sunflowers into my arms. How can I have that kind of brain? Although I say so, I am extremely happy in my heart. Let's go. Let's go home. Mom and Dad have held a party at home. Ryan pulls me into the car. Classmate Li Sheng. The one who calls me is the monitor of the next class. I had several contacts with him because of activities before. What? Is there something wrong? I like you. His face is flushed red. Like a thoroughly red persimmon. I am thinking of various ways to refuse without making him sad. No way. Don't even think about it. Before I can finish, I am pulled into the car by Ryan. But there is no way to step on the gas and drive away. Because the roadside is full of parents who come to pick up their children. We are stuck in a traffic jam for half an hour for 500 meters before we can get out. Are you jealous? Really jealous? You are in your 20s. Are you jealous of a little boy? Looking at Ryan's increasingly dark face, I have a naughty thought of teasing him. Shun. He is not suitable for you. You are too naive. Ryan frowns, looking very unhappy. Brother, don't think so highly of me. I am not a little white rabbit. After pretending for so many years, I almost thought I was a good little white rabbit. Ryan looks very bad. He adjusts his glasses again and again. Later, he simply takes off his glasses and throws them aside. The car is silent. I simply don't make a sound either. The car arrives home all the way. In recent years, the Ren family has been developing very well, but it is far from being the top in the country. Today, taking advantage of my graduation, the Ren family has invited many people here. I am pulled upstairs to change clothes by Aunt Chen. Ryan looks at the people all over the yard. I don't know what he is thinking. Sheng Sheng is good. You go and change clothes. Aunt Chen just made spiribus. I'll bring them over for you to pad your stomach. This party is estimated to last until evening. Aunt Chen is a short aunt. I like her very much. She can make delicious home-cooked dishes and take good care of the flowers at home. She has never learned flower arrangement, but the flowers she arranges casually all reveal a vitality. But Aunt Ren doesn't like her. Aunt Chen is not tall, and not good-looking enough. So she can only be busy in the kitchen and the flower house. This doesn't delay at all. Aunt Ren tells the guests that the meals made by Aunt Chen are made by her. The flowers in the flower house are all raised by her. She enjoys the praise of others very much. Okay. Today's messy home makes me feel a little uneasy. I am rarely taken to attend banquets. It was only after I was 16 years old a few years ago that I was occasionally taken to attend 1 or 2 banquets. The appearance of a row of makeup artists and stylists in the dressing room makes my heart even more uneasy. I am pushed to put on that white embroidered strapless dress. My hair is coiled up high and I am wearing pearl earrings. Sheng Sheng is so beautiful. Today any friends of mom and dad have come. After going down, you should be obedient. Do you know? Aunt Ren puts her hand on my shoulder. In the mirror, we look like a pair of sisters. More than 10 years have not left a trace on Aunt Ren's face. She still looks so gentle and beautiful. I know. Mom. I obediently let the hairstylists make the final adjustments. Take it down. The dress is tight. Eating too much won't look good. Aunt Ren meets Aunt Chen who is bringing me spiribus at the door. Yes. Madame. Aunt Chen can only take away the spiribus. In this family, except for Uncle Ren, everyone else has to listen to this mistress. I practiced a smile in front of the mirror in the restroom and went downstairs with this smile that I don't know how many times I have practiced. Sheng Sheng. Come here. This is General Manager Yu. This is Chad. Uncle Ren waves at me with a smile. I walk over in high heels. Hello. Uncle Yu. I feel that the corners of my mouth are a bit stiff. Very good. Director Ren. You and your wife can really hide things. Such a beautiful daughter has never been brought out for everyone to see. I know this General Manager Yu. He is a well-known entrepreneur in China, and has many branches abroad. My family Sheng Sheng has been in poor health since childhood. We have been raising her carefully. Only in the past 2 years when her health has improved did we think of bringing her out to meet everyone. Aunt Ren holds my hand. In the eyes of outsiders, we are probably like mother and daughter. Just right. My son Chad has also just returned from abroad, and is also just brought out to meet everyone. The young man next to General Manager Yu seems to be about 30 years old and looks gentle. Really? Sheng Sheng. Take Chad brother around. Aunt Ren pushes my back from behind. I know what she means and I have no right to refuse. Okay. I led Chad towards the swimming pool. Ryan will be there 9 times out of 10. Little sister. Go around by yourself. I am not interested in children. Chad looks at me with the eyes of looking at an underage child. He turns and goes to the other side. There should be his friends there. Several people cast playful glances at me. Those inquisitive, scrutinizing, mocking and contemptuous eyes make me very uncomfortable. Suddenly I don't know where I should go. Obviously this is a place where I have lived for more than 10 years. Now I don't even know where I should stand. Li Sheng. Over here. Someone calls me. A boy. His age is about the same as Ryan's. But I don't seem to know him. You are crying. Why are you still the same as when you were a child? I am Zoe. Don't you recognize me? The little mole at the corner of the boy's eye seems to be the same as Zoe's. I didn't cry. I lower my head and mutter to defend myself. Okay. If you didn't cry, Then you didn't cry. Just stand here by me. So that some people who are blind won't bump into you later. Your face. Now you are extremely charming. Zoe pulled me to a corner. He stood in front of me and tried his best to shield me from those inquisitive gazes. Why are you helping me? Obviously. He and Ryan are at odds. I am Ryan's younger sister. It would be reasonable for him to speak harshly to me. Your brother asked me to. If it weren't for his repeated pleadings, would I have agreed to him? His tone was rather smug. Haven't you two been at odds since childhood? I really don't know how Ryan begged him. Thanks to you. That time when you cried as a child. Ryan climbed over the wall in the middle of the night to find me and fight. Well, 4 boys. After the fight, and when things are talked out, it's over. If it weren't for your tragic crying, with Ryan's personality, it's really hard to say whether he would come to see me. We might not have had a chance to reconcile and would have become sworn enemies. Zoe said as if everything was thanks to me. Really? I was a bit interested. Everything today made me feel terrified. That guy just now, Chad, is really something. He's been divorced twice and has 3 children. If he hadn't walked away on his own, I would have been ready to snatch you away. Zoe seemed to look down on that Chad. He seems very refined. I looked at Chad, who was chatting inimitable with others in the direction of his gaze. He also looked decent. Sister, have you heard of a refined scoundrel? A professional cheater. He has 3 children from marriage and who knows how many illegitimate children. It's just that he has a capable father. Zoe and those in their circle seem to know this Chad very well. All right. Your brother is coming. I'm leaving. Zoe held a wine glass and left gracefully. I looked at Ryan, who rushed over. What should I do? I felt like crying even more. Sheng. Let's go. Ryan pulled me up. Mom will be angry. One of the purposes of today's banquet is to find a suitable marriage partner for me. I've already talked to her. Ryan pulled me into the car. Zoe led a group of people driving sports cars and formed a convoy, lining up and driving down the mountain. We followed at the end. It seemed that most of the young people at the banquet were inside. Halfway through, Ryan took me and left the convoy. Where are we going? I looked at Ryan in the dim light of the car. No wonder people say, look at beauties under the lamp. Sure enough. The more you look, the more beautiful. Ryan, who is usually playful and not serious, now also looks like a quiet, handsome man. Don't worry. I won't sell you. You'll know soon. I looked at the road that was getting darker and darker. We should have left the urban area. After driving for about an hour, we finally arrived at our destination. Chihuahua Lake. The dim lights by the lake, the swaying willows, and the blowing breeze all made me feel a bit more comfortable. Did you bring me here to relax? I turned around and looked at Ryan, who was busy at the trunk. The sudden fireworks rising behind me made me tremble slightly. The fireworks filled the sky. Fireworks bloomed one after another in the night sky. Dazzlingly beautiful. Like a dream. The reflections in the lake and the fireworks in the air made the scene incredibly beautiful. Sheng. Ryan behind me held up a camera. At the moment I turned my head. This scene was frozen. A girl in a white dress stood by the lake. The fireworks and the lake behind her became her backdrop. Why are you secretly taking pictures of me? I looked at the camera in his hand. I guess this guy took more than one picture. It's so beautiful. What's wrong with me taking a picture? He fiddled with the camera in his hand and took several consecutive shots of me. I don't want to talk to you anymore. In front of him, I can freely vent my little temper. I know he will indulge me in everything. The fireworks lasted for half an hour. We just sat by the lake like this, looking at the night sky after the fireworks show ended. It was so silent, as if the fireworks had never been there. Returning to the mountains and seas. Fireworks reach for the stars. We just sat like this, eating warm spiribus, holding beer in our hands, and feeling the breeze. Sheng, do you want to study abroad? Ryan spoke first. I knew what he was thinking. He wanted to send me far away so that Mom and Dad Ren couldn't use me for marriage alliances anymore. I want to go out and see the world outside the cage. There will always be opportunities and ways. Ryan put his arm around me. I leaned on his shoulder. Sheng, just say what you want. Stand behind your brother. I will get everything you want. Mom and Dad Ren didn't give me a good look because of that banquet. They attributed the reason to my not smiling prettily enough. They specially invited a teacher to teach me how to smile cutely, how to smile energetically, and how to smile elegantly. All kinds of smiles. Along with how to cry beautifully without being in a mess and how to cry to be endearing. It seemed that now there was a specific formula for how I smile and cry. Mom Ren took the lead in getting me into the art department of the best university in the city and arranged several blind dates with people from good families for me. Ryan had a big fight with Mom Ren because of this. I listened upstairs. I heard Ryan airing apart with his parents downstairs for me. The Ren family has raised her for so long. She knows her duty and knows what she has to repay for enjoying all these years. The Ren family has raised her for more than 10 years. But has anyone asked if she wants it? No one cares if she wants all this. Does she have a choice? What right does she want? Didn't she enjoy everything the Ren family gave her well? What else does she want? If it weren't for the Ren family, could she live in such a nice house, receive such a good education, and live like a real princess every day? Princess? A princess who has been used as a marriage tool since childhood? A princess with restricted freedom? A princess whose expressions of smiling and crying are all required? She was beautiful and lovely when she was little. If the Ren family hadn't adopted her, there would be other families willing to adopt her. They would give her the love she deserves and the warmth a home should have. Instead of treating her like a tool like you all, growing up carefully in this cold home. Now that she is grown up, she should have the right to choose. As an adopted daughter, what qualifications does she have? Since she has accepted everything provided by the Ren family, she should take on her own responsibilities. She is not your pet. I am not your tool. She has independent thoughts. She is a person. She doesn't belong to any of you. She doesn't have to rely on the Ren family anymore. I will be her support in the future. Ryan, you are the heir of the Ren family. What is she? This argument didn't reach a result. I don't know what method Ryan finally used. I only know that they agreed to let me go abroad. Brother, I don't want to go abroad anymore. I hugged Ryan, who was fiddling with that pot of little roses, from behind. I don't want to exchange his freedom for my freedom. I would rather stay in the cage with him. Don't say stupid things. Brother has contacted a school for you. The spring there is very beautiful. There are mountains and waters. I have bought a house for you nearby. It's all tittied up. Zoe's newly opened company is located there. If you have something, he will help you. Ryan arranged everything properly. Just as he said. I don't have to do anything. I just need to stand behind him. Brother, I don't want to be separated from you. I lay on his back, tears falling uncontrollably. Brother had people plant flowers all over the garden over there. They planted roses, and also built tabazobo and a swing. There is also a dance studio inside. It's not as big as the one at home, but you can see the whole garden from inside. Ryan kept talking. His tears dropped on my hand. This stare felt terrifyingly hot. I don't know when he started arranging all this. I don't know how long he has been planning. It must be much earlier than when I proposed studying abroad. Shen, just wait there at ease and wait for me to come to you. Ryan turned around and hugged me. His tears fell on my hatted hands, and on the wooden floor of the greenhouse. As the time for going abroad got closer and closer, Ryan stayed with me at home all the time except for occasionally going to the company. Mom and Dad Ren's occasional verbal concern for me turned into sarcasm and finally into slaps on me. The Ren family raised you. Is this how you repay us? Aunt Chen tried her best to hold Mom Ren, but still couldn't stop the hand swinging at me. It's not good for you to seduce anyone. But you seduced my son. He is your brother. Don't you have any shame? Since you have no shame, Then I will help you destroy it. Mom Ren's long nails left bloody marks on my face. Her extremely well-maintained face became hideous and terrifying. I hurriedly backed away. My throat was choked. I couldn't make a sound no matter what. I shook my head again and again. I couldn't make a sound no matter what from my throat. It was Ryan who rushed over and protected me. In the end, I only remembered Ryan. And then fainted in his arms. When I woke up again, I was in the hospital. My face was wrapped in gauze and there was an IV drip on my hand. Sorry. I'm late. Ryan probably didn't sleep all night. His eyes were black and blue. Brother, you look like a giant panda with black and blue eyes. Looking at Ryan, who had turned into a giant panda, I wanted to force a smile. But I felt that my expression must be uglier than crying now. Well, like a giant panda. Come, touch it for you. Ryan took my hand and rubbed it on his face and head. Touch it. Touch it. Touch the dog's head and have no worries. I messed up his hair and he wasn't angry. He just looked at me and smiled. After you are discharged from the hospital, we will go abroad. I will accompany you to live there for a while. I have arranged everything. You can study the major you want to learn there. Do what you want to do. And become the person you want to be. His eyes were red. And tears rolled down. Drops fell on the palm of my hand, making my palm tingle. Don't cry. I will listen to you. I will be fine there. I wiped away his tears. A few days after coming abroad, the continuous rainy weather made us stay at home. This house is very beautiful, with white walls and a red roof. The attic can see the stars. The garden is covered with turf and planted with flowers of various colors. The strange environment and strange people made me very uncomfortable. Fortunately, Ryan is by my side. Shang. Come. Ryan was holding a thick stack of documents. What's this? The thick stack looks like many copies. I invested in Zoe's company. This is the share. Ryan put his arm around me. Looking at that pile of documents, I couldn't understand any of them. Come. Here. 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 Sign. He held my hand and signed on the document. What is this? Didn't you sell me? I deeply suspected that he had sold me to Zoe. Nonsense. This is the share of several companies. After signing, it's yours. From now on, our Shang will be a little rich woman. I wanted to pull out my hand, but Ryan pressed it back. He held my hand and signed on the remaining documents bit by bit. Shang. This house. This shop. The shares of Zoe's company. And these are all yours now. Ryan flipped through various materials and pointed them out to me. Ryan, don't you want me anymore? This was the first time I called his name. Somehow, tears flowed drop by drop like this, blurring my eyes. Fool. How could I not want you? Maybe it will take some time for me to come to you. With these things by your side, I can rest assured. Ryan hugged me. For the first time, I hated myself so much. Hated my incompetence and weakness. I successfully entered the jewelry design major of Bohan University. Ryan returned to China. I started a life on my own. Foreign classmates were only curious about my Asian face and didn't communicate much with me. I was so lonely. I seemed to cry more easily. I would cry when I couldn't eat the food I wanted. I would cry even more when I saw photos. I tried my best to spend time and energy on studying to divert my attention. Except for Zoe. I had no other channels to inquire about domestic news. Zoe said that he is very well in China. He has completed several big projects, and is very successful. Now when others go out, they all call him young President Ren. Zoe said that now he doesn't often live at home either. He just lives in an apartment, near the company. Dad Ren and Mom Ren have mentioned reconciliation to him many times and asked him to go home for dinner. He only said that the company is busy and there are many businesses. He made himself as busy as a top. Zoe said that the Ren family is developing rapidly now and he is extremely glorious. Many people want to introduce girls to him, but he has refused. Some people have begun to guess his sexual orientation. Zoe also asked me if I knew that the two of us are very annoying. One inquires about him and the other inquires about me. It's not like we don't have contact information. Just ask each other directly. He said that we are two annoying people without mouths. Every time I asked him, he only said, very good. Very good. When he asked me, I also said, not bad. Not bad. Only from Zoe can I hear a little real news. I opened an accessory store in the shop he gave me. In addition to selling some accessories from China, some classmates' works are sometimes brought over for consignment. This year, we met twice. Once during the Mid-Autumn Festival. Once it is today. New Year's Eve. When he stood at the school gate, wearing a black down jacket, and standing there like a pine and cypress. I could no longer see anyone else in my eyes. Holding a thick book, I rushed through the crowd and ran towards him. When I threw myself into his arms, he was stunned for a few seconds and hugged me tightly. We cherished this moment of embrace extremely. He is still the one who cooks when we get home. And I am still the one who waits to eat. Brother. I'm hungry. I was doing my homework on the table. He was busy in the kitchen. A plate of dumplings. A pickled fish and sour soup. A stewed pork ribs and potatoes. And a boiled shrimp. This is our New Year's Eve dinner. Oh. You are amazing now. Your cooking skills have improved so much. Surprised? Surprised? I have been practicing hard for a long time. Ryan raised his eyebrows proudly. A man should be looked at with new eyes after not seeing him for 3 days. I poured 2 glasses of red wine into the glass. Shung. Who pours red wine into a beer glass? Ryan held that full glass of red wine and couldn't help laughing. In our house, we have to drink like this. There are no other tall red wine glasses at home. For me, it's all the same no matter how I drink. Okay. Red wine in our house is drunk like this. Ryan tasted that full glass of red wine. Foreign countries don't celebrate the Spring Festival. It's very deserted outside. It's not as lively as in China. After we finished eating, we sat side by side on the swing outside. Brother, if you don't go back, what about Mom and Dad? I was the first to break the quiet atmosphere. They won't be lonely this year. Given the current situation of the company, there are many people competing to invite them to social events and various gatherings and banquets. You don't need to worry about this. Ryan ruffled my neatly combed ponytail. Let's go. I got up and pulled Ryan, who was still on the swing. He let me pull his hand and wanted to pull him up. But he just wouldn't get up with his legs crossed. Where are we going? Oh. Just follow me. Why ask so many questions? He was so heavy that I couldn't pull him up no matter what. After a few seconds of eye contact, he got up slowly. Go change clothes. You have to wear something festive during the Chinese New Year. I took out the red sweater I knitted and gave it to him. Where did this sweater come from? He was pushed into the bedroom by me. Of course it was knitted by the dexterous me. I changed into the same red sweater for myself, paired it with jeans and put on a lipstick. This made me look better. Where are we going? Ryan was wearing a red sweater, making him extremely handsome. Chinatown. Only there is lively today. I took his down jacket and urged him to put it on. It's not far from Chinatown. I rode a bicycle with Ryan sitting behind me and rode with difficulty. No way. No way. You ride. I was out of breath and kicked Ryan, who was sitting at the back, down. No way. Don't doctor drinking. I'm considered drunk driving after drinking. He was still joking with me. I was so tired that I was panting like a boiling kettle. Get off and ride in front. I kicked him. He obediently went to the front and became the driver. Hold on tight. Let's go. Sure enough. Ryan rode fast and arrived near Chinatown in 10 minutes. Sure enough. It was very lively here. Foreigners also came in groups to join in the fun. I pulled Ryan and squeezed into the crowd watching the dragon and lion ants. There were layers of people. As the outermost layer, even on tiptoe. I could only see a little bit. Look up at Ryan. It's good to be tall. I can't see. The baby is aggrieved. Boo-hoo. Wait. Then he squatted down and carried me on his shoulder. I am now also a person who sees the world sitting on the shoulders of giants. Looking at the densely packed heads one by one below. I enjoy the pleasure of being high up. Have you eaten too much recently? Why are you so heavy? Ryan is struggling under the weight. After watching for 2 or 3 minutes, a team walked away. So I got down and took Ryan and started walking inside. People on the road are all buying snap bombs. We avoid people playing with snap bombs. Walk towards the sugar-coated Hawthorne shop inside. This store usually doesn't have so many people. There are so many people today. I guess we can't eat it. Looking at the long line of people in front. There are many more than usual. I bought 2 cups of Hawthorne juice and lead him back. Where's the car? Where's my car? Looking at only the cut lock. My eyes went dark. Stealing my car during the Chinese New Year is so immoral. This thief doesn't rest even during the Chinese New Year. Ryan drank the last sip of Hawthorne juice and took me out. What should we do? How can we go back? I sighed. Holding that half lock. He threw the cups and lock in our hands into the trash can. Holding my hand. He walked out. Let's go. Let's walk back. After we left the Chinatown section, it became much quieter. Suddenly snowflakes began to fall in the sky. Falling on the trees. On the ground. And on the head. More and more snow fell on our heads. And it was as white as 2 white-haired old ladies. This should be what others say. If we are caught in the same snow in the future, this life can be considered as growing old together. I was clamoring to pat off the snow on Ryan's head. But he jumped around so that I couldn't reach it. Is being tall so great? So angry. When I woke up the next day, Ryan had already gotten up. There were many dumplings and wontons wrapped on the dining table. And those strings of candied berries. Get up. Little sluggard. I watched Try and wearing a Sailor Moon apron and pinched a plump dumpling in a few strokes. Why are there so many dumplings wrapped? There are also many on the outside windowsill. These are shrimp ones. Those are mackerel ones. The wontons are chicken with mushrooms. Corn. This is assorted pork. This is celery and beef. Later. I'll freeze them for you and put them in the refrigerator. Cook and eat them when you want to eat. I didn't buy Hawthorne. This is berries. Ryan chattered non-stop. And his hands didn't stop. Are you leaving? Maybe it's too difficult to meet. So parting is especially reluctant. Tears swirled in my eyes but just wouldn't fall. What's wrong? Are you crying? Little cry baby. Ryan held my face with his flour-covered hands. Shung shung. In another year. I can move here to accompany you. When you graduate. Wherever you want to go. Whatever you want to do. And whoever you want to be. It's all fine. I will support you. As we looked at each other, I suddenly felt my face was a little hot. 1 year. Is it really possible? What about the Wren family? What about the company? He is different from me. He is the heir of the Wren family. I am the adopted daughter of the Wren family. Don't worry about these things as a child. At a young age. Just focus on eating, drinking and having fun. Don't worry about adult matters. Otherwise, you'll become a nagging old woman. He rubbed my face with his flour-covered hands, making my face covered with flour. Oh, you've rubbed flour all over me. I'm so annoyed with you. Ryan. I broke free from his rubbing hands, turned around and quietly wiped away the fallen tears, and went to the bathroom to wash up. Ryan's flight is at night. Before leaving, he also told me to pack the froze and dumplings on the back plates into the corresponding bags. He wore the red sweater I knitted, and boarded the plane back to China. I ate wontons. And tears couldn't stop falling into the bowl. Without him, every day is almost the same for me. I often go to class and go to the store. Occasionally, I go to Zoe to inquire about Ryan. Zoe's male-led halo has no effect on me anymore. Probably the gears of fate have already changed quietly. Zoe and Devon were together. But probably because there was no obstruction from me. The villainous. Their love started smoothly, and ended quickly. Perhaps because there is no love touchstone like me. Love has not been tested and has become less tenacious. Now Zoe is in a relationship with a beautiful mixed-race girl. This is a character that has never appeared in the book. She is really very beautiful. I can't take my eyes off her. Lydia, can you take your eyes off my girlfriend? Zoe pulled my head and tried to make me move my gaze that was fixed on Anna's face. But Sister Anna is so beautiful. I like her so much. She is really very beautiful. Stingy guy. Won't even let me look. I like you too. Anna is beautiful and kind-hearted. She is not like that jerk Zoe at all. Won't even let me look. Would you be willing? Would you be willing? I was a little shy when Anna looked at me. Hey. Stop. She is my girlfriend. She doesn't like girls. Zoe strongly condemned my behavior of seemingly trying to steal his girlfriend. Would you be willing to be my model? The necklace I made recently will definitely look very beautiful on you. Then I took out my phone, and showed Anna my newly released Starry Series necklace of aquamarine. The small aquamarines and small crystals are scattered irregularly. Just like little stars. Sure. It looks very good. I'll promote it for you some other day. Anna has many fans on the internet. Sure enough. She is beautiful and kind-hearted. Nice words and also smells good. That's great. Looking at the gorgeous beauty, I have a feeling of being attracted. Shen, shall I ask the driver to send you home? Zoe showed a kind smile. A little scary. Oh, okay. Goodbye, Anna. Zoe pulled me and ushered me out. Threw me to the driver uncle and asked him to send me home. Every day passes by accumulating one drawing after another. I paste the accumulated drawings on the wall. The dance studio has become my studio. I miss Ryan a little bit. I wonder what he is doing, and what he is eating. The flowers in the garden are blooming very well. I will cut a few and casually put them in a vase. Without deliberately using various skills learned in flower arrangement. I think it's also very beautiful. My small store has gradually gained some fame nearby. I called and shared this news with Ryan. Brother. Recently the business in my store is particularly good. You don't even know. There are so many customers. I looked at the dark sky outside. It should be daytime there. Really? Then Shang is very powerful. There was the sound of turning pages from his side. Rustling. Brother. I will have summer vacation soon. Can I go back to China? I stirred the goat milk. Stirring a small vortex in the cup of goat milk. Shang. After I finish being busy here for a while. I'll go and accompany you. Okay? Now I have a meeting here. I'll call you again tomorrow. He hung up the phone as he spoke. My heart sank to the bottom. I poured the goat milk into the cat's bowl. In fact, I wanted to tell him that I have a litter of kittens. From when they hadn't opened their eyes yet to being raised by me for a month. Now they are all strong and healthy. I wanted to tell him that my recent work has been recommended by a big shot in business has become very good. I feel that I may be too dependent on him. I opened my phone and looked at the recent updates posted by my classmates. Suda Island is very beautiful. The next day, I booked a plane ticket to Suda Island. In fact, it is close to China. I took my sketchbook and entrusted the kittens to the old lady next door. She is very kind, and likes pets and flowers. I often give her flowers. She also often gives me baked biscuits. I think I may need a trip to ease my mood. I rented a house by the sea for a month. From the window here, I can directly see the sea. The hammock under the tree by the sea is very comfortable to lie on. I watch the sea here during the day and watch the sunset here in the evening. There is a stray big yellow dog, who likes to follow me. People nearby say it's called Kappa. It was raised by an old man before. After the old man passed away, it became a stray dog. We became meal companions. I would share with it whatever I ate that it could eat. I took it to take a bath. get an injection and buy a dog tag. After being washed clean. It is also a beautiful dog. I have lived here for half a month. During the day, I took Kappa to take pictures, including various flowers, the sky, stones and buildings. I went to the surrounding accessory stores to see the decorations composed of beautiful and bright colors, and went to various cafes to see the collision of colors. Except for the hot weather. I think this place seems very suitable for retirement. I took Kappa and boarded the return flight. When I picked up the kitten that had grown a lot bigger again, looking at my cats and dogs, it seemed that my life was full again. I found out the paintings accumulated during this period. This trip gave me a great touch. I often take my fur kittens and Kappa for a walk everywhere and enjoy the life with cats and dogs. I talked to my neighbor who hadn't had any interaction for 2 years because of cats and dogs. I installed a cat climbing frame and a dog's nest in a corner of the store. I often make new jewelry. I like to try it on them, and take pictures and upload them to the internet. Kappa and the cats have gained some small fame on the internet because of the photos. And their fans will also come to the store to check in and take pictures. I heard from Zoe that something happened to the Wren family recently. Ryan hasn't replied to my message for a long time. I asked Zoe to help me give him my bank card. Inside are the dividends of several companies he invested in the past 2 years. Since the store improved, I have rarely used the money inside. I asked the company's lawyer to help me draw up an agreement and transfer these shares to Ryan. You don't have to do this. This is what he gave you. He won't take it back. Zoe reluctantly took these things. I already owe the Wren family a lot. These don't belong to me originally. If these can help them, it is much more useful than being with me. I can't help him at all. If these things are of any use to him, it is much better than being with me. I go to class as usual. Sometimes I receive orders for custom pet necklace jewelry. The labor cost here is very expensive. The occasional orders I receive are enough for our family of 6, including for cats and 1 dog to live on. Anna will also help me promote my store when she is free. The previously filmed Starry series didn't become popular. Instead, the previous Suda Island series was liked by many people. That set is inlaid with crystal gems of various colors. It is a natural crystal without a fixed shape and has a unique vitality. People's aesthetics is really strange. What one likes is not liked by others. And what others like is just so-so in one's own opinion. Today, Ryan still hasn't replied to my message. I picked up the 4th one who was sleeping soundly on my lap and put it in the nest. The cats and dogs sleep in the living room. I also took a blanket and slept on the carpet. Only when I put them on me can I sleep soundly. Perhaps this is the special quirk of a pet keeper. I live a full life every day, and try not to leave time to miss him. For fear that I can't control my tears. When Ryan appeared in a mess at my door, I was really shocked. His pants and clothes are torn. There is still on his hair. Why did you become like this? It's like having a fight with someone. Your dog bit me. He took off what was beside his ear and stroked his hair. Then wait a moment. I'll go in first. Kappa is majestic in the yard, looking like a victorious one. Kappa. He is one of us. Don't bite. Okay? I put Kappa in a cage first before daring to let him in. Kappa still shows its teeth when it sees him. Go and wash. Kappa doesn't know you, so it accidentally bit you. Don't take it too hard. He is really a bit in a mess now. Take good care of your own things. Once it's given to you, it's yours. Ryan stuffed the materials and card back to me. It's more useful in your hands than in mine. I look at that stack of materials. In my hands, it's just a pile of waste paper. It's just a small crisis. There's no need for you to worry, he said and went into the bathroom by himself. Liar. It's not a small crisis at all. So he said that he hasn't slept for many days. A long investment by Dad Wren almost dragged the entire Wren family to be buried with him. I heard that Ryan thought of many ways to save the Wren family. Such a high-spirited person lowers his proud head at the wine table every day just for a glimmer of opportunity. I stuffed the things back into the drawer. The 4 little fat cats are crawling around in the living room. When Ryan came out of the bathroom, I was playing with the cat teaser with the eldest one. Shang, will you be happy if I can be here with you from now on? What about at home? The crisis has just passed. Is it okay? Don't worry. There's no problem. Brother. I miss you. As I said this, my tears fell patter. Cry baby. Ryan wiped my tears. But the more he wiped, the more tears there were. As he said, he was involved in the next 2 years of my life. Occasionally, he will go back to China to handle affairs. Most of the time, we will travel together, go to concerts together, and play with cats and walk dogs together. I am very happy to have him by my side. My accessories have registered a brand. Anna is one of my partners. She is efficient and has her own opinions, which saves me a lot of trouble. I divided the money I earned into 3 parts. 20% is for myself. 30% is sent to Mom Ren every year. And the rest is all for Ryan. The 4 cats have grown into 4 pigs. And Kappa has also become good brothers with Ryan. Kappa is getting old after all. We took it back to Suda Island. After watching the sunset on the beach, his life also came to an end. We buried his ashes beside his first owner. I looked at Ryan beside me. He is almost 30 years old, but still looks full of youthful vigor. Brother, can I be buried beside you when I die? I can't cook. If I'm still hungry as a ghost. How aggrieved. Lydia, don't let me smash your head under such a beautiful sunset. Oh, then I'll say it again when I go back to the hotel. Do you really not want your head anymore? This year I am 23 years old and Ryan is 30 years old. We are still together. That's great. Extra chapter Ryan. I am Ryan. Before I was 12 years old, I was an only child. After I was 12 years old, I had a 5-year-old sister. My mom said she is my sister and her name is Lydia. She looks very cute. When she is angry, her mouth is puffed up, like a little frog. She always tightens her little face. She doesn't cry even when the piano teacher taps her hand. But later I secretly saw her crying in the greenhouse while cursing the teacher as a bastard. So she is a black-hearted little rabbit. When she was in elementary school, and I was in junior high school, my task was to pick her up from school. Her legs are too short and she can't walk fast. It delays my going home to play games. It's so annoying. But considering that she is so beautiful, I forgive her. Everyone knows that I have a super beautiful sister. She really brings me honor. She is really my good sister. I am not willing to make her cry. That bastard Zoe actually made her cry. I comforted her and climbed over the wall in the middle of the night to find him and had a fight. He lost. He promised me that he would never bully my sister again and give up Lu Sen. I don't even know who Lu Sen is. It has nothing to do with me if he gives up. Zoe and I made up. He promised me to help me scare away the pigs, who want to chase my family's cabbage Lydia. And he is not allowed to appear in front of Shengshen again to avoid scaring her and making her cry. My mother told me not to be too kind to Shengshen. Just take care of myself. I really don't understand. In this family, if I don't treat her well, who else will? Anyway, the 2 of them are not at home all year round. What's wrong with me being nice to her? My parents don't care about Shengshen. They don't even remember her birthday. They only remember to let her learn those useless things. They also let me learn some useless business knowledge at a young age. Obviously I don't like it. But no one cares about our preferences. We just need to strictly abide by the order of this family. This family is like a big cage, trapping us. My Shengshen dances like a little butterfly. She is extremely beautiful. Zoe said that I am a sister controller. No matter what he says, he will never have the chance to see Shengshen dance in his life. I don't know how many pigs who want to steal my cabbage I have dealt with since I was young. When she was in junior high school, I had to guard against the punk teenagers and yellow-haired guys within 2 kilometers around. When she was in high school, I had to guard against social youths and pigs in school. God knows how tired I am to guard against pigs while working. I guarded against everything but didn't guard against the pig, who wanted to confess after the college entrance examination. So angry. My parents want to use Shengsheng, whom I have painstakingly raised, for a transaction. I don't agree. But I don't have the right to make a decision in this family. I asked Zoe to watch. Whoever dares to come, I will send him to the west directly. Zoe vowed. But in fact, he is probably very timid in his heart. Shengsheng watched Miss Wu's sparks of life last time. Her eyes were shining. I prepared fireworks and secretly gave her a surprise. Sure enough, she liked it very much when she saw it. I took a picture of her and printed it, and put it on my desk. After leaving for a while, my parents will introduce 18-year-old Shengsheng to a perverted old man in his 30s. For the first time, I feel so useless that I can't protect my Shengsheng. I want to send Shengsheng abroad. This is the first time I have had a fierce argument with my parents. I threatened to leave Ren's company. They agreed that I could take Shengsheng away. In fact, I know that Shengsheng is secretly listening behind. That argument didn't reach a result. Later, I knelt in front of them and promised that I wouldn't leave until Ren's company reached the height they wanted. I didn't expect that this decision would hurt Shengsheng. When she was lying in my arms, looking at the blood flowing from her face, my whole body was weak. I arranged for her to leave in advance. This house was originally intended as a gift for her. Now it's just a little earlier. I transferred the shares I invested in Zoe and other companies, as well as this house and a commercial property to Shengsheng's name. The company dividends are enough to make her a little rich woman. She cried and asked me if I didn't want her anymore. What a fool. How could I abandon her? I returned to China and took over Ren's company. Within just 1 year, I facilitated several major projects. Ren's company was extremely prosperous for a while. But I just feel more lonely. When I have free time, I run to Shuai Lake and just sit in the previous position, looking and thinking. Zoe said that Shengsheng always runs to him to inquire about me. Recently, she has started school and become busy. Zoe said that she has been extremely busy recently. It seems to be related to the school courses. Zoe said that she recently got to talk to an old lady neighbor. She gave the old lady flowers, and the old lady gave her biscuits. Zoe said that recently she has been inquiring about me more frequently. I have to go and see her. There are endless meetings and discussions in the company. I stayed up for several consecutive nights, and squeezed out 2 days. I went to see her on the Mid-Autumn Festival. She should not have eaten well and has lost a lot of weight. She is wearing a pink shirt and a white skirt, walking under the plane trees. She is very happy to see me. I know she must miss me very much. I don't have much time to stay with her. I only remember that she looked at me with teary eyes. I can only hug her. Zoe said that she has tasted every restaurant in Chinatown, but still hasn't tasted the taste she wants. She is a bit disappointed. No wonder when I talked to her recently, she didn't seem very interested. When I asked her, she didn't say anything. It seems that I have to learn from Aunt Chen. Zoe said that don't ask him about each other's recent situation recently. We are not mute. If we have something to ask, we can ask directly. Well, he is Lovelern. I choose to forgive him this time. When I appeared at the school gate on New Year's Eve, she rushed into my arms like a little cannonball. She is even thinner when hugged. I need to hold her very tightly. We had New Year's Eve dinner. I received a red sweater knitted by her. I am very happy. We went to Chinatown. I carried her on my shoulders and said that she was fat. In fact, I was thinking that she had lost so much weight. She must not have eaten well. The thieves abroad are so dedicated. On New Year's Eve, we lost our bicycles and had to walk back. But the snow scene on the road is very beautiful. She said, if we are in the same snowfall in the future, this life can be considered as spending our lives together. I didn't let her sweep off the snow on her head. I made a lot of her favorite dumplings and wontons for her. And because I couldn't buy hawthorns, I made rock candy berries instead of rock, Andy hawthorns. She cried again. She is really a crybaby. Wait a little longer, and I will be able to accompany you to complete the rest of your studies. This time when I go back. Ren's company has suffered a great loss due to my father's chaotic investment. All the company's projects are short of funds. The old man is really getting more and more stupid as he gets older. Sheng wants to return to China for summer vacation. I refused. She will definitely be very disappointed. I begged everyone, but people gather because of interests. Without interests, who will pay attention to you? So he brought everything he could. Almost everything that can be sold at home has been sold. Sheng asked Zoe to transfer the shares and some dividends given to her last time to me. What a fool. This is enough for her to live the rest of her life without worrying. Why take it out? I sold the company I started on my own. The company has developed well in recent years. The money from the sale filled the hole in Ren's company. I returned Ren's company to them. Now Ren's company is at a height that cannot be reached even by marrying Sheng. They should be satisfied. I told them that as long as I am alive, I will never let them exchange Sheng's latter half of life for benefits. They compromised and promised me not to interfere in our affairs anymore. I crossed half of the earth and came to Sheng again. However, the dog she raised bit me. I didn't blame her or the dog. Instead, I secretly praised Kappa. That's right. Only by protecting her like this is right. Bite suspicious people first. I asked her why she didn't change Kappa's name. She said that it was the only thing left to it by its previous owner. I accompanied Sheng through her last campus time. Watching her get better and better and having her own career. I am very happy. She is really a fool. She only keeps 20 of the money she earns for herself and gives 30 to her mother. The rest is secretly transferred to my card, and she also secretly deletes the transfer message. When Kappa left, she stood on the beach and cried bitterly. She also said that when she dies in the future, she wants to be buried next to me. She is afraid that she won't be able to eat the food I make in the future. She really doesn't say any auspicious words. My mother asked me to take Sheng home for the spring festival when I have time. I didn't immediately agree. Zoe asked me if I liked Sheng. I didn't deny it. Now I have cleared all the obstacles between us. If she loves me, I will run to her as fast as I can. If she has someone she loves, the cleared road can let her get married with peace of mind. No one can stop my Sheng from running towards happiness anymore.